So what does it cost to have somebody build my no-code application for me? Well, the answer is pretty simple. It's $9,500 on average and about 10 to 12 weeks. But let's dig into why those numbers are true. And one other fact for you. 9 out of 10 people that have an application built for them in no-code are currently dissatisfied. So let's find out why. First of all, a bit of simple maths for you. The average no-code project takes between 100 and 120 hours to build. And the average no-code agency charges between $80 and $90 an hour. So it's pretty easy to do the maths as to why the project is going to cost what it's going to cost. Okay, but no-code agencies charge $80 to $90 an hour. What about freelancers? Well, freelancers are for sure cheaper than agencies. There is no doubt about it. But with that cost reduction comes some negatives. Freelancers don't have the overheads of an agency, which reduces their cost. But the average freelancer has to juggle quite a lot of balls. They have to do their own sales, they have to do their own customer support. They've probably got 2 or 3 projects on the go at once to make ends meet. And sadly, they also have to chase the people that aren't willing to pay them. All of those things suck up hours in the week. And when you're juggling a lot of balls, sometimes you can let some of them drop. Wait a minute. You said 100 hours, 120 hours, and 10 to 12 weeks. Surely that's 2 weeks of development. Well, no. The average developer can work about 20 hours a week on a piece of software, so that's already 5 to 6 weeks worth of development right there. On top of that, there are jobs that mean that that gets stretched out. So first of all, your average developer is going to need about a week, 10 days, to validate all of the requirements that you've got and to understand them properly. And you really want them to do that. Because if they haven't done that validation work, they're going to leap straight in and build the wrong thing. And that just slows everything down and means that you get very dissatisfied. The second thing that takes up a lot of time is testing. And testing is something that you want the developer to do. Because if you don't test a piece of software, it's usually rubbish. And a lot of the testing that's required is user testing. We need you to do it. And that's going to take 2 to 3 weeks in a project. So we're already out to 9 weeks between validation, testing and delivery. But then there are those other things, those things that just delay matters. So there's waiting on API keys or waiting on a question to be answered by the client. And this can take a couple of days here, a couple of days there. And that's going to push the project out even further. If you want to get your software developed quicker, unfortunately, you have to abandon scope or quality. So why 9 out of 10 people dissatisfied with the no-code software that they get delivered by a freelancer or an agency? Well, the obvious answer is that it takes very, very little time for somebody to qualify as a no-code developer. In fact, it takes about 12 to 16 hours. And after that, you can go out to the market and sell your services. But someone that's done 12 or 16 hours of anything is no good at it. And so we have the Wild West. We have an awful lot of people that say that they're no-code developers and are offering their services for sale, are picking up customers, and then they haven't got the experience to deliver something that's fast and secure or even particularly functional. So how do I avoid being a ball that gets dropped by a freelancer or working with somebody that doesn't know what they're doing? Well, there are a couple of answers. First of all, look for an agency or a freelancer that has done a lot of projects. No-code projects are small and they're quick. And that means if somebody's been around for a while, they're going to have done tens, if not hundreds. Million Labs has done more than 1,000. We have 50 at any given moment in the agency, and that means that you can go and see the projects we've done before or go and talk to founders that we've worked with and see how they got on. The second thing you can do is look for somebody that's got a certificate. There are certificates available now to qualify no-code developers, and some of them are backed by universities and authorities that can actually test somebody and say they're doing a good job. And so looking for someone that's got a certificate kind of proves they know what they're doing. But I don't have $9,500. Well, I know. The average person that comes to Million Labs has $3,200, which isn't enough to build a piece of no-code software. If somebody tells you it is, run away. They're going to take your $3,200 and give you nothing in return. Beware. However, there are alternatives available to you. First of all, no-code is a do-it-yourself paradigm. You can learn to use a no-code platform in a few hours, and then 100 hours of practice will get you to where you need to be. There are also templates you can use to speed that process up. An alternative is to go to a bootcamp. Bootcamps will be a great way of learning all the basics, and they'll also mean that you avoid missing things that you should have known. and they're going to cost you about $500. There are free ones out there, but beware, they tend to be leading you into a sale or into a poorly paid job. Another alternative is pre-seed investment. It only costs $10,000 to build an app, and a lot of pre-seed investors are waking up to the fact that that means that they can get in on the ground floor with a startup for much less money, which diversifies their risk. It's also the kind of money that you can stick on a credit card, get out of your savings account, or frankly beg your friends and family for. That might seem embarrassing, or risky, but if you really believe in your idea, you'll go ahead and do it. So now for the obligatory sales message. Of course, come to Million Labs. We can help you with all those things. We are a bootcamp provider, we have an agency team, and we provide pre-seed investment. More than 1,000 founders have been built by Million Labs, or a couple of thousand have been through bootcamps, and they're all off happily trading. So we can help you out. You can either go to millionlabs.co.uk, or you can send us an email at hello@millionlabs, and we will write back to you because we're nice. Thanks for listening. See you soon.